Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem HaKadosh, step onto the apostles and elders great millstone for teaching us His truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, and Shebru B'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back with another lesson, and as you see, the M.O.T.B is right around the corner. As you are seeing Elon Musk getting ready to roll this thing out, dealing with the Neuralink, the mark in the forehead, pursuing back to Revelations, the 13th chapter, into 16th verse. As Elon Musk says, first human patient will soon receive Neuralink brain implant. And that's not even speaking on the other people that have took similar technologies to that of the Neuralink. You know, people that were paralyzed are now able to walk again, especially with all these different things that Elon Musk is saying that you will be able to do if you take their Neuralink. You know, and how they're incentivizing, pushing for people to hop on board with it. You know, and all the benefits that he's trying to, push out, saying that, the people that are blind, the people that are paralyzed will be able to see and walk again and be, so-called normal. But now let's jump on down to see what this article has to say, and we get one more, and we'll get the scriptures at hand. Be a short lesson to the spirit, quick update with, the M.O.T.B, because these are one of the major, last end time prophecies that will take place before, World War III. Now it says, billionaire CEO Elon Musk said Wednesday his company Neuralink is ready to test its first cybernetic implant on a human patient. And while I was looking, for these articles to, jump into, a lot of people are now bringing up, all the monkeys that died during the trials and the tests that Elon Musk did, which I made a lesson going to a few months back when, that information first came out. But now people are bringing it back up and all that. But it really is going to show how wicked these devils are. You can just imagine the types of things they did to those poor animals in the tests. What can control it, what can turn its brain off instantly, whatever the case may be. You can just imagine, we're speaking of Esau Edom here, man, the devil the Bible speaks of. As in a blog post, Neuralink announced that recruitment is open for the first in-human clinical trial of its wireless brain-computer interface. So now they're looking for people to, come test it out. As is a precise robotically implanted brain-computer interface, PRIME study will evaluate the safety of Neuralink's implant and surgical robot and assess whether the device can be paralyzed, can help paralyzed people control external devices with their thoughts. You see a few videos I went into and the brothers have touched on. There's one video, one paralyzed woman where she's not able to speak. And I believe she had something similar to the Neuralink, and now she's pretty much able to speak, just with her thoughts. And it's labeled on a little flat screen TV, and you see what she was saying. And you have a robot voice, coming out speaking for her. So we are in those times, man. You're going to see these devils be performing these miracles on the left-hand side through the technology. And a lot of people are going to hop on board with it. Especially with all these celebrities that are going to be used to help promote it. Now you see how Jake idolizes and worships these celebrities, and how they cop everything that they do and that they push out. As the first human patient will soon receive a Neuralink device, this ultimately has the potential to restore full body movement. Now people are not going to want to take those high risk surgeries just to even have a sliver chance of walking and being normal again. When they see this, they're going to dive right into this right here. As Musk posted on the X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, in the long term, Neuralink hopes to play a role in an AI risk civilizational risk reduction by improving human to AI and human to human. Transhumanism. Now it says bandwidth by several orders of magnitude. He added, imagine if Stephen Hawking had this. And that was judgment from the Lord, with what happened to Stephen Hawking. And now they're saying they pretty much could have, cured that. But as this other article, see what it has to say, and then we'll get these scriptures at hand. And which the Lord is better to find is Elon Musk Neuralink wants to volunteer for a first human trial of its brain implant CHIP, which they did all those tests, I believe, last year, and they're wanting to pretty much roll it out later, if not, midway this year. But now you're starting to see them, rolling it out, especially with all these different things these devils are doing within these stores, implementing more self-checkouts, getting ready to really, roll these things out once again, preparing people for this beast system. Because now you're starting to see schools, having pretty much IDs that you need to, unlock your locker. Stores are now implementing locks where you need to show your ID in order to open that door. Amazon one where you're not able to pay with the palm of your hand. So you're seeing the steps that are being taken. And going back to what I said in the beginning of the lesson, the M.O.T.B is right around the corner. As Elon Musk Neuralink wants to volunteer for the first human trial of its brain implant. See it, we read a little bit into that in the last article, but the Neuralink billionaire Elon Musk brain implants company announced Tuesday it received approval from an independent review board and a hospital to begin its first inhuman clinical trial for a C-hip that is implanted in one's brain to control movement and is now recruiting participants. So you're going to see them, pushing out incentives in order to, get people on board. This case may be, as you saw what they did with the juice in my area, they're pretty much promoting it and say if you went out and take it, you'll get a free, $75 to $100. So you're going to imagine with this. Now, the Neuralink's precise robotically implanted brain-computer interface study has been working to create a fully implantable wireless brain-computer interface that could enable people with paralysis to use devices with their thoughts, and people are going to see the benefits of that and how cool and easy it is. Now they have the internet, in their mind. They don't need phones or laptops anymore. They can call people within their brain and all that. So a lot of people are going to see how cool and awesome it is. You know how Jake is when the next big thing comes out, especially dealing with shoes, the next iPhone. Jake is always on that, man. Now imagine when it's this right here. Able to see holograms in front of you. All these different things, man. As the study received approval from the Food and Drug Administration in May after previously testing its devices on animals, and you saw how many animals have died. Dealing with those trials they did on the monkeys that I briefly brought up. Because while I was looking for that, which we can see if I can find, which is just delete both my articles, but okay. See if we can get it real quick. Now, let's see, news. There's a lot of articles speaking on the test they did on the monkeys. So you see here is a gruesome story of how Neuralink monkeys actually died. And it's funny how they're going to this now because, a few months back, I went into this and no one was really, speaking on it. And of course, you had other brothers speaking on it also, but I'm speaking of, the media. But the Elon Musk reportedly lied about how many monkeys his Neuralink implanted killed. So these are things that they're wanting to, put into your body. He's lying about how many monkeys have been killed during the process of those trials, those tests that they have did. And you can imagine what these devils did, man. Now, the terrible things happen to monkeys after getting Neuralink implants, according to the veterinarians. There you go. So you can imagine all the gruesome and just terrible things that they did. You know how these devils are, but it's Revelation 13:16-17. You should know scripture by now already, especially with the times that we are now, as you're seeing the build-up and the steps that are being taken, the foundation that's being laid out in order to implement this beast system, this charagma. As in, they call it both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. And when you go into this word mark in the Greek, goes into the word charagma, then goes into the word etch, scratch, showing you that it's a physical mark. Because you still have a lot of these other Israelite camps promoting and pushing that the M.O.T.B is a spiritual mark, that sin itself, and you know why? Because they sold out. They took the bag. I was trying to gather my words there. But one more time, they call it all but small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead, as you see in Elon Musk. Trying to begin the human trial testing with the Neuralink, which is the mark in the forehead, that C-hip. Now, that no man, and you already see people taking the mark in the right hand. I believe there's one lady calling herself Chip Girl, where she pretty much uses her C-hip to pretty much do everything, to open her car door, her house door, whatever the case may be, to buy things. So we're coming into those times. Now that no man might buy or sell, save he that the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Very soon you won't be able to live a so-called normal life without that charagma. So these are going to start implementing mandates and restrictions to where you need to have it in order to travel, to enter onto a plane, to go to your job, to pay bills, to buy food. Literally everything is going to be ran under that charagma. Just as you saw with the juice, and you needed a green pass in order to enter and board a plane to show that you have been tested, and that you have that juice. I mean, come on. One more time in that. No man buy or sell if he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So how are you going to buy and sell if the mark is spiritual? Make that make sense, other camps. IOIC, IUSBK, you know? But now there's Revelations 2 and 10, because we will face persecution for also denying this charagma. And you even have certain members of the elect be beheaded on this side, dying and standing stiffly for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Standing boldly for Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Going to Revelations, I believe the 20th chapter. Which we may get also after this, but the fear and other things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried. As you see, all the Walmarts that are now being closed down, and also Walmart being a play on words. If you switch the words around, martial law, FEMA camp centers, these type of things the devil's going to be turning these things into. Now it says that you may be tried, and shall have tribulation 10 days, going a certain period of time. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So if we endure and remain faithful, even unto death, there's a reward and a prize waiting for us. And even those that have passed on this side, dealing with the elect, they'll be raised up first. They'll come back. Now in Revelations 3 and 10, and we also get Revelations 20 also. I believe it's Revelations 20. Yeah, verse 4. So when you get a couple more, we'll get this after Revelation 14. So it's Revelation 3 and 10. Now it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So we're going to be tried and we're going to be tested. As you see over here, it shall come upon all the world. So everyone's going to be faced with this, man. Because I was kept with my patience, I also keep from the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation mainly going to be when the M.O.T.B is presented in front of us. And you're going to have a lot of our people that especially knows this truth, that's going to bend the knee, that's going to crack that pressure and give in. Because I was kept with my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So the Lord's going to keep us from that, man. He's going to give us the strength and the spirit in order to endure and to deny it, man. Because as I mentioned, you're going to have many of our people that knows this truth, that's going to end up taking it, man. As you know, brothers have families, they have young ones, they have a woman, and you may even have your woman try to urge you and push you to take it to, feed the children, to help her out, whatever the case may be. She even may take it herself and take your children with her to go take it. So we are in those times, man. It's finna get tough out here, and choices will have to be made. Especially why we need a strong and firm foundation within this truth, man. A lot of things are going to happen coming to these last days. One more time. Because I was kept the word of my patience, I will always keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them and dwell upon the earth. So we're going to be tried and we're going to be tested. So we're going to continue to pray to Yahweh to keep his spirit upon us, man, especially in those times, man. Now, the 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11 now says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So see what he's playing out, what he's trying to do. As you see with his, future plans being implemented within these shows and showing you what he's wanting to do. And now you're seeing it put into action, especially these devils knowing that they're running out of time. So now they're going to start really to rush and implement their plans as fast as possible. Present at the Revelation 12 and 12. And because that was a short time for paraphrasing. Because I was know what that this is actually real quick. I keep butchering it. I don't want to butcher it. Revelations 12 and 12. Just to get that main point. Don't want to butcher the scripture. Now it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, woe to the heavens and earth and to the sea, for the devils come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So these devils know they're running out of time. And that's why you see them trying to rush and implement their plans and put into action, because they know their kingdom is crumbling, man. Now, I think Revelation 14 and we get Revelation 20 after that, since I brought up that point earlier. Now it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, and how you worship the beast, by taking that charagma. And by you taking that charagma, it goes to show that you are in agreement with it. That you are making Esau Edom your God. And his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And a lot of people will try to use this right here in Revelation the 13th chapter, saying only says right hand. So what if I take it in my left hand? What if I do this? What if I do that? Any hand you take it in, you will be destroyed. Simple as that. Trying to create loopholes and trying to slither around what's written. When you will be destroyed if you take that charagma in any way. One more time, the third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. They shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. That fire and brimstone are going to be those thermonuclear missiles. In the presence of all the angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, which that Lamb being Yahweh Shai. Now we're going to get Revelation 20, since I brought that up. The 4th verse, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. So I was going into, we're going to face persecution for denying and for not bowing down to the beast system. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, going to certain members of the elect, are going to be martyrs on this side. Being beheaded and dying for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. As that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received the mark upon their forehead or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. And when you also go into other scriptures, they're going to be raised up first, and they're going to come back. And that's why I keep going to how, don't fear him which is able just to kill the body, but fear him which is able to kill both body and soul in hell. So we're to fear the Heavenly Father, man, not these devils. But of course, it doesn't mean you go out and be all proud. We're still in captivity. We're still under these devils. And these devils looking for any chance that they can get in order to take you out. But it's going to show that there's nothing to fear. Though we may pass on this side. Now, let's get to the last two. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Now it says, even him who is coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So you're going to have these miracles being performed on the left-hand side, which you're going to have a lot of people be deceived and tempted into hopping on board with. You're seeing all the things devils going to be doing and people they're helping. But in reality, you just bought yourself a one-way ticket to death, man. Front row seats to thermonuclear destruction. Now, Isaiah 10:1, to go into the righteous decrees. And it says, won't in the decree and righteous decrees and not right grievances which they have prescribed. Going to the draconian-like laws that they're going to implement, push out. And when you go into that word draconian, it goes to the word harsh. So they're going to implement, very strict laws to where you need to have the M.O.T.B in order to operate and to live a so-called normal life within this society. So a choice will have to be made, and you better have, the correct one, or choose the correct one. Because only one of them is right, man. And a lot of people are going to choose so-called life on this side by taking that charagma. But in reality, you chose death, man. And those of us that choose so-called death, we chose life, man, by denying that charagma. And staying stiffly and boldly for Yahweh by Shemal Shai. So it brings the main point already. Don't make it longer than it needs to be, but Lord was edifying, to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh by Shemal Shai, by Shemal Kadash. That belongs to the apostles and also great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings. So hopefully, like the Shalom. See you next one. Hello,